Hello everyone, this is Pawan Kumar. In the last video, we have seen so many technical problems we faced. So what I thought that to repeat this video once again and to tell you everything what I told from the start of the chapter. So those students who have seen the last video, they can take this class as revision for the half time, and after half time of this video we will start the part which we have not covered in the last video. So this is Pawan Kumar. Again, I'm introducing myself, and we are starting chapter number 1, rational number, class 8th. So I hope that all of you will pay attention, and today you will not be going to face any problem like you faced in the last video. I can assure you. So what we will be studying, first of all, we will be studying rational numbers. You can see here rational number is the chapter. So first of all, we should know that what are rational numbers. Children, rational numbers are those which can be written in the form of P upon Q. The condition is P and Q. These both should be integers. That means numerator and denominator both should be integers, and also this Q should not be equal to 0. This Q should not be equal to 0. That is, denominator must be non-zero number. If a fraction satisfies these properties, we can say that the fraction is a rational number. Otherwise, it will not be a rational number. After that, the next topic is, you can see here, natural number. What is natural number? Let us see here. Natural number. Natural number, children, actually it is a series of numbers which starts from 1 and goes towards positive number. Like this, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These all are natural numbers. Then we have whole number. Now what is whole number? Whole number, children, when the series starts from 0 instead. That means if the series is starting from 0 onwards, then this series will be called series of whole numbers. After this, we will move to the next topic. What is this? Integers, positive and negative. So what are integers? Children, integers are those numbers which are complete in its own way. That means you can say complete numbers. Complete numbers means which are not in the form of decimal, or the numbers which do not have decimal. Those numbers we can call integers. Suppose, for example, before example, children, let me tell you, there are two type of integers. Integers could be positive, integers could be negative, like 2, 3, 1, and 5. These all are examples of positive integers. What are examples of negative integers? Negative integers are like -2, -5, -7. Like this, you can write negative integers, right? After this, yes, I was talking about examples. So what could be the examples? These are the examples. Okay. After that, let us see that one question arises in my mind, whether this 2 will be a rational number. So our answer will be yes, that 2 is a rational number. How can we say 2 is a rational number? Even it is not looking like in the form of P upon Q. So what we will say, that if 2 only is written, we can write it equal to 2 upon 1. Now it is in the form of P upon Q, and both are integers. So we can say that this number 2 is a rational number. Like this, we can write that 2 only was rational number. After this, you can see rational numbers again. About rational number, it is given here. What we have here, we have properties. Here we have some properties of rational numbers. These properties we will study. Under operation addition, subtraction, multiplication, and after that we have division. It is for whole numbers. In the same way, you can apply it for integers as well as rational numbers. Here you can see it is written whole numbers are closed under addition. So what is the meaning of this closed word? The meaning of closed word is that if suppose you have taken two whole numbers, like here you have taken two whole numbers you have taken, and the addition of two whole numbers is again a whole number. In that case only we can say that whole numbers are closed under addition. Suppose in subtraction case, in case of subtraction, 5 and 7, these both are whole numbers, but when we subtracted, we got negative answer. We got answer -2, which is not a whole number. That means we can say whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. Like this, you can find out for like under which operation whole numbers are closed, under which operation integers are closed, and under which operation rational numbers are closed. In the same way you can find out. After this, children, what we have some properties. We have some properties. Those properties we will study now. This is one property, associativity, which we have seen. Before that we have commutativity, which is here. It is on page number 5. If you have book or ebook you have, then you can also see in your books. It is on page number 5, the properties commutativity. Now, what is commutativity? Let us try to understand this. Let us figure out what is commutativity. So, what is it? Commutativity, right? Commutativity. Very lengthy spelling. Commutativity. What is this? The property says that A plus B is equals to B plus A. In the easiest form I have written. It is written for addition. If I want to write for multiplication, how will I write? A into B is equals to B into A. Like this I can write. Okay, so I can say that commutativity property is applied for any two numbers, right? In which you can see one number is A and the other one is B. Now, what is this property? If suppose we have written A plus B and on the other side we are doing B plus A, then what will you see? You will see that the LHS will be equal to RHS, right? If LHS is equals to RHS, after writing in this way, after writing in inverted form, okay, inverted, literally inverted, I should say, then you can say it is following commutative property. So like if it is following under addition, we will say addition is commutative. If it is following under multiplication, we will say that multiplication is commutative. Like this you can find out for whole numbers, again for integers, and for rational numbers as well you can find out. Okay. After this, the next property is associativity. What is next property? It is associativity. Now, what is this associativity? Let us try to understand associativity. Children, commutativity was related to the two numbers, while associativity is related to three numbers. And how we can write the property of associativity? We can write like this. In this property, only the difference is the position of bracket is changed. Position of bracket is changed for the two numbers out of 3. Like here you can see bracket, inside bracket we have B plus C, here inside bracket we have A plus B. Okay, if in the same way I am going to write for multiplication, then it will be just like that. Only in place of plus symbol I will be putting multiplication symbol, and the things will remain same. If any operation is satisfying these type of equations, that LHS is coming equal to RHS, you can say that multiplication or division or subtraction or addition, for whatever it is following the conditions, you can say it is associative. That operation is associative. Like here you can see addition is associative while subtraction is not, multiplication is associative, and division is not associative. It is for what? It is for whole numbers. In the same way it is given for integers. Like you can see here, it is for integers, it is given addition, subtraction, for everything it is given. Then we have to figure out it for the rational numbers. Here you can see it is written for rational numbers on page number 8. After this, what we have? We have next examples we have in front of us. Okay, now role of zero. What is role of zero? Role of zero, children, is very important to understand. There are two things actually, role of zero and role of one. First of all, let us try to understand what is role of zero. Now, what is role of zero? Suppose there is a rational number a upon b. To this rational number you added 0. What will come? Same rational number will come, right? And suppose in a plus b, suppose there was a rational number a upon b, okay, here, and I have added negative of this rational number. I added negative of this rational number, then what will come? 0 will come. Okay, so this thing is called additive inverse. This thing is called additive inverse. It will come in your syllabus just after some time, but I told you here only in the role of zero, under this section only I am telling you what was the role of zero. If you add 0 to any rational number, same rational number you will get. And the other thing which I told you here is about additive inverse, that if there is a rational number and you added negative of that rational number, then what will you get? You will get nothing. You will get 0. In the same way, we have role of 0. Role of 0, not role of 0, role of 1. Now we have to understand the role of 1. Suppose there is again a rational number you have a upon b, suppose, and that rational number you multiplied by 1, what will you get? Again you will get same number, but this time remember we are multiplying. Because we are multiplying here, so one more term is coming into my mind, and that term is multiplicative inverse. What is that thing? It is multiplicative inverse. Now, what is multiplicative inverse actually? Let us see. Suppose there is a rational number, and what you added? No, not added. What we will do? We will multiply. We will multiply it by the reciprocal. You see, if a upon b is the given rational number, then its reciprocal will be b upon a, and when we will multiply them, what will you get? You will get 1. You will get 1. So here this b upon a will be called multiplicative inverse of this rational number. And after multiplying with multiplicative inverse, what will you get? 1 you will get. In the same way, I have written here that if you added the additive inverse, this negative of rational number was additive inverse. If you added the additive inverse to any rational number, what will you get? You will get 0. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear to you. I told you here 4 concepts together. Okay, now we are moving ahead. Okay, then after role of 1, you can see here. Then after role of 1, what we have? Negative of a number. So how to write a negative of a number? Suppose there is a rational number. Let us take a value this time. Okay, let us take value this time. 2 upon 3 is a rational number. I want to write out its negative. What will be its negative? Its negative will be 2 upon 3, minus 2 upon 3. But you will say that, sir, you just few seconds ago, you told that it is the additive inverse. Then I will say, yes, it is the additive inverse of the given rational number. So, it is also called negative of a rational number. Negative of a rational number will be additive inverse. You remember these things, we will use it in the exercise. Now, negative of a number is done. Then reciprocal, this already I told you. Distributivity. There is one more property here which is called distributivity. So what is distributivity? Distributivity, names are very lengthy. Distributivity. Okay, so what is distributivity, children? Distributivity is you are distributing a number. You are distributing a number, rational number. Suppose you have a upon b. You distributed it. You distributed it between other two rational numbers like c upon d and e upon f. Because you are distributing this rational number, so we put here multiply symbol and here we put addition symbol, because it will be given to c upon d as well as to e upon f. Understood? This is distributivity. That means baant dena. Okay, now what is next we have here? Here we have next is one numerical is given. We will do this numerical afterwards. Okay, let us see some questions of this exercise. Let us see some questions of this exercise. What are the questions? Let me take this question. Okay, what is this question? Let me figure out it here if I can. Okay, it is not coming as it is. Okay, wait a minute. I will be taking it here. So this is our question, right? This is our question. I will write myself. It will take time. Okay, I am writing myself. The question is 2 upon 5 into minus 3 upon 7 minus 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 2 plus 1 upon 14 into 2 upon 5. This is the question. Okay, after this, let us start solving. Here you can see product of two numbers, product of two numbers, product of two numbers. Now, in this product and in this product, you can see 2 upon 5 and 2 upon 5. In both the products, 2 upon 5 is coming. Correct? Now, what you will do? You will do this, that. First, you write the product what you have it at its place. Then this product. We will write this product now. So what we can write? Plus 1 upon 14 into 2 upon 5. After this, we will write the remaining product, which is minus 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 2. Children, if you know, we used one property here. And what is that property? That property is commutativity. Commutative property. This property we used here. How we have used? Just see here. Look. See what we did. We have written this multiplication. That means A into B. We have written here. We have written here. And this part we have written this A into B. If you are not understanding, then understand. Try to understand like this. That if you are suppose writing A plus B, then using commutative property, you can also write it equal to B plus A. That means what is given at last, you can write it first. So the same thing I did. What was written at last, that I wrote first. And what was written first, that I wrote last. I hope now you understood. So this was our commutative property. After this is equals to, what I can do, 2 upon 5 I can take common, then minus 3 upon 7. And what will come common after taking 2 upon 5 outside? 1 upon 14. Minus 1 upon 6 into 3 upon 2 will come as it is. Now what you can see here, this 2 upon 5. This 2 upon 5, children. This 2 upon 5 is in multiplication with addition of these two numbers, right? Where have you seen like this? You have seen like this where we were studying distributivity, that there is a number outside It is in multiplication with the addition of numbers, like that you studied, right? So here which property we followed? We followed associative, not associative, distributive property. We studied distributive property. Distributive property. These property names you have to write here, because in the question it is given. You can see here in the question it was written, using appropriate properties you have to find out answer. After this nothing left, you just solve it. 2 upon 5, LCM of the 2 will be 14. 7 2s are 14, 3 2s are 6 with minus sign, plus 14 1s are 14, minus 3 upon 6 2s are 12. After this 2 upon 5, and what will come here? Minus 5 upon 14, minus 3 upon 4 becomes 1 upon 4. How? 3 1s are 3, 3 4s are 12, like this. After we will cancel, we will get 1 upon 4. Then what we can write? We can write this 5 children will be cancelled by this 5, okay, and 2 will cancel this 17 by 7 times, 14 by 7 times. So the remaining part will be minus 1 upon 7, and here minus 1 upon 4. Then what will come? Minus 7 and 4, LCM will be 28. Here what will you get? You will get 4, and here you would be having, if we are not here we will write minus 4, and what we will write here? Minus 7. Minus 4 minus 7, it gives you minus 11 upon 28. This will be your answer. Okay, fine. So let us move ahead and see what all things we have in the exercise. Now this question I taught you, this question you will be doing yourself at home. You can do practice. The next question is question number 2, and in this question they are saying that write additive inverse. Two parts I will tell you, one second part and one third part. Other parts you can try yourself at home. Okay, now let us see the second question. Second part is minus 5 upon 9. Minus 5 upon 9. I have to write its additive inverse. Then what will be its additive inverse? How we were writing, children? If we want to write additive inverse, we have to find out, what we have to find out? Negative of rational number. Rational number is minus 5 upon 9. You find out its negative. Okay, so what will be answer? Answer will be plus 5 upon 9. Very simple, right? So after this third part I am doing. Third part you can see on the right side. Third part is minus 6 upon minus 5. Now what will be additive inverse of this? Additive inverse will be minus of minus 6 upon minus 5. This minus will cancel minus. One minus is outside of bracket. So answer will be minus 6 upon 5. This will be your additive inverse. After this what we have? After this we have verify. Question number 3. We have to verify this. What we have to verify? Minus of minus x is equal to x. We will be doing here for second part. First part you will do again, like I will do this second part. So what is second part? Second part says x is equals to minus 13 upon 17. And what do I have to verify? Minus of minus x is equal to x. So in place of x, I will be writing this value. Minus of minus. Now in place of x, again there is a negative number. So I will put one bracket from my side. See, this bracket started, it ended here. This bracket started, it ended here. Now what is x? Again you write minus 13 upon 17. Okay. Now this minus and this minus gives you plus, and this minus again make it minus. So what will come here? Minus 13 upon 17, and on the right hand side minus 13 upon 17. So here you can see you are getting same thing on both the sides. So we can say that yes, we verified the result. Okay, after this, fourth question is find the multiplicative inverse. We will find out multiplicative inverse this time. So what will be multiplicative inverse? Multiplicative inverse is, look, what is which question we will do? We will do the second part. Fourth question, second part. Second part is minus 13 upon 19. Its multiplicative inverse we will be finding. Remember what I told to find out multiplicative inverse? Write its reciprocal. What is its reciprocal? Minus 19 upon 13. This is its multiplicative inverse. Very easy question. After that, let us see fourth part. This fourth part has two parts, means two terms it has, not terms also we can say, two numbers it has, minus 5 upon 8 into minus 3 upon 7. Like this it has. So its multiplicative inverse we have to find out. Let us see what will be its multiplicative inverse. Before finding multiplicative inverse, children, what will we do? We will solve this question first of all. Minus minus will be plus. 5 3s are 15 and 8 7s are 56. 8 7s are 56. After that, I can write multiplicative inverse like 56 upon 15. This will be your answer. After this, other parts you can do yourself. Like you can see here, you can see this minus 1 only is written. So in place of minus 1, for simplicity, what you can write? Minus 1 upon 1 you can write. After this, look here. In question number 5, you have to tell, name the properties under multiplication used in each of the following. We have to write property here, that which property is being used. So if you will look carefully, minus 4 upon 9 into 1 is equal to 1 into minus 4 upon 5. Minus 4 upon 5 into 1 is equal to 1 into minus 4 upon 5. So what you can see? Last is first, first is last, right? So which property? Commutative property. This is answer of first part. In the same way, find out answer for other parts. Now, after this, multiply 6 upon 12 by the reciprocal of 7 upon 16. There is a multiplication question in the form of theory. What is that question? 6 upon 13 into reciprocal of, what is that? Minus 7 upon 16. So 6 upon 13 into, what is its reciprocal, children? Its reciprocal will be 16 upon minus 7. 16 6s are 96. 13 7s are 91. So minus 91. This is the answer of this question. Very easy questions are there in the first exercise. Now question number 8 and question number 9. Both are of the same form. We will be doing ninth question here. Ninth question is what? Ninth question, they are saying 0.3 is multiplicative inverse of this number or not. So we will concentrate on this number only. 3 integer 1 upon 3. They have already given one number which they are saying that you check whether this 0.3 is multiplicative inverse of the given number or not. So we will find out multiplicative inverse. Multiplicative inverse we will find out. Before that, let us write it in the proper fraction. 3 3s are 9 plus 1 10. 10 upon 3. Multiplicative inverse will be 3 upon 10. That means reciprocal. And 3 upon 10 we can write as 0.3. And what was given in question? 0.3. So what we will say? That yes, our answers are matching. That means 0.3 is a sorry, 0.3 is a multiplicative inverse of 3 integer 1 upon 3. The statement is absolutely correct. After this, on the next page, you can see question number 10. It is statements are given. You have to find out their answer. What is first statement? rational numbers that does not have a reciprocal. So what is that number? That number is 0. 0 don't have a reciprocal. Means 0 rational number don't have reciprocal. Rational numbers that are equal to their reciprocal. Which rational numbers you can say? 1 and minus 1. These are two rational numbers. If you will find their reciprocals, you will get again the same number. Rational number that is equal to its negative. So what will be equal to its negative? 0. You find out negative of 0, again you will get 0. Now fill up in question number 11. First is 0 has, what will come? No reciprocal. The numbers which have their own reciprocals, we just studied 1 and minus 1. Now reciprocal of minus 5, very easy, 1 upon 5. Reciprocal of 1 upon x, it will be x. 1 upon x, we will have reciprocal x. Product of two rational number will be a rational number. Reciprocal of positive rational number will be a positive rational number. So this was our first exercise. Okay, those who have not seen the video yesterday, they can see this video and can be benefited. Okay, after that, in the next video, we will discuss the next exercise. Till then, you take care and be safe. Thank you, children.